Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you may be. This is Brother Manson McCann, your life coach. Now, the last time we were here, we were talking about being the right person. Now, everybody always talk about what they're looking for in another individual, and sometimes we need to do a personal inventory to see what we can bring to the table ourselves. Now, this week, we're going to assume that you were the right person, that you got the individual that you want, and we're going to entitle this one, I Got You Now. Now, before I get started, I'd like to say, as I always say, that this is an if the shoe fits, wear it type program. If it don't apply, by all means, please let it fly. If I cannot help you, please refer this video to someone I can. Now, just in case you didn't see the video entitled Being the Right Person, I suggest you look at that video first and then come back here with us. But for those who have seen it, let's get down to it. Alright, now you got the individual that you're going to choose to be with for the rest of your life. Alright, now you have this person. What do you do from this point on? Because a lot of times this is the most vital part of the relationship because the commitment has been made. Alright, now men and women, I'm listening, I'm talking to all of y'all at this very moment. So anytime I say something, I need all y'all to pay attention because this is the most vital part. That means in the beginning, you got to come in with the trust, the honesty, the respect, the love, and the caring and the sharing. You shouldn't have to wait for this stuff to happen once the commitment is already made. That means you've already did your homework, you've mapped everything out. Now, everything that I just mentioned should be in full blast. If it's not, then you may need to reevaluate the situation. All right. Now, here's the deal, and I'm going to head crack you right off the bat. When the commitment is finally made between the man and the woman, then that means, ladies and gentlemen, those female friends, men, you have to cut them down. Not cut them off, but cut them down. Meaning that you can no longer be hanging out with them. You can no longer be on the late night phone call with them. Why? Because your woman is there. So everything that you require from your female friend before you got with your woman should be able to do those things, answer those questions, be that shoulder for you, and be that person that will lend you an ear and will help you in the time of need. You shouldn't need another woman for that. Likewise, women, those men friends that you have, they have to be cut short. Reason being because now you have that man. And the same thing I just said about them, you should be able to understand that too. That this man is now your confidant. He is now your road dog. He is now everything that you require of a man, he should be. If he's not, then you need to reevaluate the person who you're with. I'm not trying to start any problems. I'm just trying to help somebody. Now, you say, well, brother, I need to have my friend. My friends are my friends. I had this friend before I met him. True that. But here's the real deal. If they really your friends, they will back up off of you themselves. Because I wouldn't want my female friend to have no ism or no schism in her relationship with her man because of me. Because I can't leave her alone, or I got to call her and talk to her about my problems. She has a man now. And if that's my friend, I want to see her happy. Her happiness means more to me than the relationship that we had. So therefore, I have to back up because she don't need me anymore. Okay? And the Bible puts it this way. If you look in 1 Corinthians chapter 7, verse 3, it says, let the husband render unto his wife due benevolence, and likewise also the wife unto the husband. Now, you say, well, what does that got to do with anything? For those of you who read your Bible, and for those of you who don't, let me teach you something real quick. Render unto your wives and your husband due benevolence, all right? A lot of people look at the word benevolence and they draw the word love out of it. A lot of people look at the word benevolence and they draw the word charity out of it. But what it really means in the Greek, and I'm going to break this down in real terms to you, rendering due benevolence means that you're supposed to be your wife's friend. You're supposed to be affectionate towards her. You're supposed to keep her in mind when you're doing things. You're supposed to show her favor. You're supposed to keep her in your perspective. That means everything that she could possibly get from another man as far as being a friend, you should already be able to wipe everything out that she needs done. And the same thing, that's why it says likewise, also the wife render due benevolence to her husband as well, because I shouldn't have to call one one of my old friends to ask them to do anything for me that you should be doing. Alright? I told you I was going to crack your head because some of y'all seem to think that you can hold on to those male friends or those female friends and then expect to have a budding relationship. Some of y'all might be with that. I just don't get it. But if you want a lasting relationship, your friends, if they really love you, will let you go ahead and do your thing. And they'll see you when they see you. They'll speak when they speak. And by all means, do not lie to the individual about who this person is. Now, with that being said, all you have to do nowadays, since you have them, is go into the relationship the right kind of way. A friend of mine once told me, he said, when it comes to relationships, don't go in light and tighten up. Don't go in tight and then lighten up. He said, just go in right and keep it up. And I said, well, what does all that mean? He said, well, if you're going into the relationship and you're spending a lot of money and this is what you're doing and this is what she's accustomed to, then somewhere down the line, unless things happen, emergencies happen, then that means you should keep that level of spending up. Don't go in light and then tighten up, okay? For you men and women who go into the relationships and y'all not able to spend that much cheddar, maybe when y'all do is because you both have had an increase in your relationship. But at the same time, if y'all just going to Applebee's every now and then, lady, you shouldn't get mad if this is what he can do, or men, you shouldn't try to do something that you can't. So don't go in tight and then lighten up. Just go in right and keep it up, meaning whatsoever accepted, you make sure that you lay these laws down and these rules down whenever you go into it. So when you go into this thing right, you can keep it up. Now, jumping from that to this. When you do come into a relationship, when you do have a committed relationship, you must come in with the game plan already set. That means you tell this man or you tell this woman, this is what I'm going to do, this is what I'm not going to do, this is what I'm expecting of you, this is what I'm not expecting from you. But you can't just talk about it, you also have to be about it. You can't expect for your man to take care of all his business and you're a procrastinator. Man, you can't expect for your woman to take care of everything at the home and all you do is dirty it up. No, you can't just say, I like a clean house and then you don't clean up. That point being said, that's terrible from the male's perspective and that's terrible from a female's perspective because some women tend to have a procrastination spirit. And all I say is this, your procrastination, lady, is not my emergency. So if you're not taking care of your business when you're supposed to and the walls are closed in on you, you can't depend on me to be Superman every time. I can be Superman once or twice. I can forgive your procrastination every now and then, but most of the time I would prefer that you take care of your business so you won't put me in that kind of position. You understand what I'm saying? Now, with that being said, let's move on. I know I'm going a little bit fast for you, but you should be soaking this thing in. Let's do a quick review before I wrap this up. Last time we talked about being the right person, but now you have a committed relationship, all right? Once you start that committed relationship, you have to let other relationships go that were friends. Men, let them women go. Women, let them men go. Render due benevolence to the person that you're dealing with. Why? Because that's the person who you're supposed to be relying on and confiding in for the rest of your life. Don't go into a relationship half-cocked. Go into the relationship right. And matter of fact, when you do get the relationship thing together, make sure you already have a blueprint and a master plan to make sure that the relationship will bud from this point on. Your relationship should be growing flowers. Your relationship should always have something going on in it to keep both of you interested. Now, when it comes to having children in a relationship, you got to take that same love that you have for these individuals and just let it flow down into your children so that they may have a great relationship with you and other friends as well. So, now, I got to put this here at a close. I have to move on. There will be a part 3 to this, but like I always say now, if there's something that you want to say to me, whether positive or negative, whether you like it or not, please help me out. Just click down there at the bottom or whatever. If you like it, leave a comment. If you don't, hey, hit me on Facebook. Let me know you like it. If you see me in the street, tell me what you like about it. Call me on the telephone and give me some feedback. I'm doing this because I'm trying to get people back to the basics. And most of the times when people out here acting crazy is because they're not right at home. So this is Brother Manson McCann. This has been I Got You Now. So until the next time we speak, I love you with the love of the Lord, and there's nothing you can do about it. Goodbye.